time to talk some football. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you watch this video. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Summer's really hanging on here in Saskatchewan. They're even looking for around plus 18, I believe, later this week. Unbelievable, unbelievable. On the last week of the CFL regular schedule. And a lot's not been decided yet, that's for sure. But the only people that know for sure who they are is the Rough Riders, where they're going, hosting the Western Final, one notch up from last season. Yeah, a few good games should be this weekend. I'm not sure how many fans are going to be at the games or watching the games. Especially when the Blue Jays are playing. Blue Jays are going to cut into a lot of the profits of the CFL this weekend. And if it carries on in the World Series, way to go Blue Jays, making Canada proud. That's for sure. And it brings the country together, having a team, the only team in Canada in the World Series. I hope they do well. They'll have them be in tough against the Dodgers, that's for sure. The Dodgers pitchers are coming on strong in the end here. I think they got a better starting pitcher group than the Blue Jays, but like I say, you just need that ticket to the show, and that's what the Riders are trying to get that ticket to the show. Yes sirree. Yeah, the first game between Hamilton and Ottawa, I think if Hamilton win, I'm picking Hamilton. They'll seal the first place in the Eastern Division. And there's no one knows yet about the other teams. Be Montreal and Winnipeg could possibly be, is probably the crossover team, but I believe if Calgary wins and I think if BC loses, Calgary wins, I think, and Winnipeg win, I think BC's the crossover. Man, oh man, that'd be something there. That'd be my dream scenario, getting BC to go have to play over in the West Division. I mean the East Division. You know, one more game of bruises. To me, they're the best team right now going into the playoffs. And you could argue with Montreal too. Hamilton's been about the same. They came on early and sealed that first place, but it'll all depend how Bo plays, doesn't toss up any interceptions in the playoffs. But I'm taking Hamilton against Ottawa, though I think they'll beat them. And the next game, Calgary-Edmonton. I'd like to see Edmonton beat Calgary, but I don't think they will. I don't think so. You know, most interesting game this weekend is Montreal, Winnipeg. Winnipeg, they got to win to try to avoid that crossover. In Montreal, if Hamilton does lose that first game, they got big incentive to win the game against Winnipeg. I think they will anyway. I think I'm taking Montreal on that one. But if Hamilton loses and Montreal wins, I believe they get first place in the East Division. So there's lots up for grabs, that's for sure. Like BC game against Sask, I'm going to take Sask, but that don't mean much, that's for sure. That's because I never pick against Sask, even if they're the double underdog. But I think this game Harris will probably play a half anyway. They'll have most of the guys in for a half, I believe. Maybe a few of them for more of the game, but I think he'll stick to his whatever he's decided before game time. The score really don't matter. same as last game. I didn't think the score mattered. He had his coaching staff had a plan in place, and they stuck with it, even though they could have won the game. I don't think that was the priority. Well, I know it wasn't by pulling Mare. What else happened for the Riders? Oh, they got another wide receiver, American, Saosi Mariner or something. He played with Ottawa, I think, and then they cut him, and the Riders have picked up another wide receiver. What else? Oh, they've got their most valuable players for each division, for each segment. The most valuable player, they've got Harris in there. Thurman for defensive player. Special teams, Weeb. Collins for outstanding rookie, he's a lineman. Hardrick for outstanding lineman. Oh, my favorite one is AJ Allen for outstanding Canadian. He'll have a good chance. I think that's our the best chance of getting an award overall. I think he'll give him a good run in that most outstanding Canadian. You know, like, he's got up against some tough competition. Like, you got Oliveira in there, you know, and a few others. But I think he's gonna have Betts. Like Betts, he could win some of them awards too. The leading soccer. Like I said, that's the team that scares me the most going into the playoffs is BC. Not because of Rourke, you know. Of course, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's a threat to run anytime, but what scares me the most about BC is their defense is coming on big time. And they're coming on with takeaways, sacks, you know, stopping the run all around. And defense, again, as I said over and over, defense wins championships. You stop them and get your offense on the field as fast as possible, you're going to win a lot of football games. Oh, I made another video about some of this earlier, but I lost the footage. That was before the game there. I think I brought up the halftime show for the Grey Cup. Machine Gun Kelly. Oh, I go, who? You never heard of him. I'm old, obviously. And I guess they're trying to attract the younger crowd, but you know, all this violence in the world right now and everywhere, and you gotta have a Machine Gun Kelly as your halftime show. I don't know, I guess I'm over the hill. To me, why not something Canadian? There must be a bunch of up and coming big Canadian stars, I would think, somewhere. Like I said, I haven't kept up in the music scene. You know, to me, the highlight would have been to get the old dogs out there, Burton Cummings and Randy Bachman, and then finish her off with Neil Young. Man, would that be a trio for the Grey Cup for the old timers. But they're still relative to a lot of the young people. You know, you'll watch a lot of shows these days, and there's a lot of Neil Young and a lot of the Guess Who music. It's not like they wouldn't know who they were, that's for sure. But I can see why they want to get the younger. I don't blame them. Younger crowd. I hate the name, no machine gun. Yeah, more gun violence. Kids don't have respect for guns anymore these days. It used to be a major thing to own a gun and be respectful for the gun, but it doesn't seem to be that way anymore. There's so much violence, and that could be a video in itself. I might start a series. Growing old ain't easy. I've seen a lot already in my years. But that's my predictions for this year, this last week in the CFL. Like I said, they're gonna suffer big time with the Blue Jays getting into the World Series. They're gonna see a lot less bums in seats Friday, and I think they play both Friday and Saturday, and it's a big deal. I was just sitting in a waiting room in the doctor's office, and 3 people came in commenting about the Blue Jays. You know, they're high on them, and I don't blame them. I'll be watching too, hoping for them to pull through for all of Canada. They got a lot of weight on their shoulders, that's for sure, and they got home field advantage. And like in baseball, I don't think it's as a big a deal as football, where you can affect the opponent with noise, with their play calling and stuff like that. But I don't know, noise, you can, if you silence the crowd, and I suppose it's an advantage being home field. I don't think that matters anymore for designated hitter or stuff like that. I don't know if they still apply that, the designated hitter for home field. I don't know. It wouldn't matter with Ohtani on the other side. He hits and pitches. Anyway, that's about it. Those are my picks. Hamilton, Calgary, Montreal, and the Riders. Anyway, I'll make another video here, game day, see who they are actually putting on the field as a club for the last game of the season. We're playing, I think we played the first game, didn't we? And now, man, season's already over. It's hard to believe. You know, time flew by. It helped with the wins, and it was a good season so far for the Riders, but now a good season can turn into a bad one with a loss right off the bat. And it's not going to happen. We got the horses in the stables, and it's going to matter if we got the horsepower. You know, you got horses, you need the horsepower going hard and hard and hard and hard. And there'll be some hard-hitting football games coming up here. The Riders get to watch them bash each other in the semi-final, which is a big plus. That's why you're going to see quite a few of the starters, I believe, this weekend for the Riders, just so they aren't getting a little bit of action, because they're going to have another couple weeks off before they actually play. Anyway, till next time, go Jays go, and go Riders go. Take care, y'all.